Good morning. Welcome to Locksmithing Innovation. I need to explain, this is video 22. It's been a long while since I've produced and uploaded any videos. That's due to the fact that I had 4 legal battles against the corrupt landlord that I could not obtain a lawyer. I tried, so I had to prepare all the evidence. Good news is I won all of them, and that delayed me from producing videos as well as moving and everything else. On this video, I'm introducing some new technology to locksmiths, small locksmithing operations, small shops, etc. I'm also going to give credit, and I'm introducing a new co-worker that has been working with me for the last couple of years. Amazing guy, and you will see him in this video, and he'll be a part of this video. At this point, he's behind the camera, but I will be introducing him. This video is on lasers, and the reason why small lock shops, any lock shop, should really consider one of the newest lasers on the market. Now, you have to understand, I've got interested in lasers by watching Doc Lock out of Australia. In some of his videos, he had 2 different lasers. He had a CO2 laser, which is amazing for acrylic, and he had a galvo laser, which is amazing, a fiber galvo laser, which is amazing for metals. So what we're going to do is we're going to show you the first laser that I ever purchased after watching his videos. That is this one here. It's a 60 watt fiber galvo laser from Cloudray. It's a Rakis. It's an amazing laser. It's a great laser. The software, you can run it on the software that it comes with, or you could purchase software from Lightburn that'll run this laser. It's a heavy-duty laser. So that was my first laser, and as you can see, I did stuff like this old wrap plate. I put the company that I work for, their name on it, and I did some other stuff. This is not the laser that I want to promote today and introduce to the locksmithing audience. The reason being is that was my first laser. I then went on to buy a gantry laser from XTool. I bought an XTool Pro 20 watt blue light laser, as well as the infrared module, so I could do metals with it. That's at home, no need to show it. The laser that I helped crowdfund and was part of in a voting thing in the crowdfunders to work with XTool, they were introducing, and we got to pick the color of the lens and some other issues as voting rights on the Facebook group as being part of the crowdfunding, was this one over here. This is the XTool F1 laser. This is the laser for any lock shop should consider, and we're going to show you why throughout the day or throughout this video. This is the way it comes, but I bought the complete kit, which included a desktop purifier, which we don't have here today, which included a rotary tool which you can use to do Yetis, round tools, like I got castle nut wrenches. I put my personal name on because I own them. I also put on the castle nut wrenches for the company's name on. So you can do tools with it. It's a dual laser. It's both a blue light laser, which will work with woods and leathers. It's an infrared laser. So it has dual purposes. It also not only has the rotary and the desktop thing that you can order as a complete package, but you can order the conveyor. I have the conveyor. I have not used it yet. I'm looking forward to it because it means I can batch produce lots of items all at the same time. So, to show you what this unit comes with, is it comes with a base plate here with a little right angle thing that'll screw in. The nice thing about this base plate here is if you're doing a large thing, I have an aluminum clipboard I use for work. I'm going to put my name on it. I'm going to put the company logo on it one day. So that's one thing you can do. You can have the removable base plate. It also comes with a cutting unit that when you want to cut wood with it, or leather or whatnot, you can sit on there. It elevates it so there's airflow underneath it, so it cuts it more efficiently. And I'll show you lots of jigs I made out of wood that I bought, little pieces of wood from Michael's, a craft store, and that. So that's how it comes. But the real way we want to show it today is we want to show it with something special. Like in all my videos, it actually made and allowed me to do something very, very special with it. But before we get to that, this is an ordinary ANSI 4 7/8 strike. So we're going to do that, but before we do that, I'm going to take a few minutes out and I'm going to introduce the man behind the camera and show you who this great person is that I worked with for the last couple of years. He's a second generation.
Hello guys.
Second generation locksmith from Mumbai, India. His dad was a locksmith, his uncle was a locksmith. He worked in both Saudi Arabia and Qatar, and now he's working with me up here in Canada. His brother has also started working in locksmithing. So say hello in one of the many languages you also have, whether it's Arabic, whether it's one of the other native languages.
Hindi, the other language is Hindi.
Yeah.
So hi, my name is Salman. I'm from Mumbai, India originally. I moved here like 2 years ago. I'm working with Jeff sir. It's been a really great fun and great learning experience with Jeff sir. Been learning a lot with Jeff sir, and yeah, we will be showing you today his new jig, his XTool machine, and so you will learn a lot of things today as well. So yeah, thank you.
Excellent, Salman. Thank you very much.
Of course,
appreciate it. Okay, so right now, when the laser is running, there's a fan. So the noise of the laser will interrupt the sound quite a bit. So we won't be doing too much talking because, as you well know, I'm not one for liking or editing videos a lot. And I will talk about some of the other stuff too, but we'll just quickly whip out this ANSI 4 7/8 strike plate. So, now, the nice thing about XTool is they have their own software that keeps getting upgraded all the time. There is actually a new beta version. I could have signed on if I wanted to be one of the testers of it, although I didn't really want to. Now, what I'm doing right now is, because I don't have a jig made up right now for this particular piece, I just in fact decided I was going to do some ANSI strike plates this morning for this video. I'm just locating where the laser is going to go on the actual strike plate, and there we go. Now, it's not something possibly that a lot of people would want to use as marketing, but I look for different places I can put the company's name and logo on. So it's now on the front of the computer here. I don't know if you can see that computer there, but it's on the front of the computer. Once I hit this start button, I can now hit this, and we're lasering an ANSI strike plate with the company logo on. So there is one I did a few minutes ago, and as you can see, no matter what way it's on the frame, you're going to see whether it's a left or right, you're going to see the company that I work for, their logo and their phone number, always on the frame. So, I mean, not normally, but if you're putting like a knob set on or a lever set on a door, you're going to be able to have some marketing at that door without putting a label on it, just by the strike plate you screw on the frame. So that's what we're doing right now. But I'm going to show you some other things, and then you'll get into seeing why. There's a Wiser key blank. I did a bunch yesterday, and I decided to try doing them with our logo, as well as the phone number on the opposite side. I did a whole bunch of them over here. Now, I also did ones where the logo isn't on it, with just the company name and the phone number. The neat thing about this laser is not only can you do a fair-sized key head like that, but you can do a small one. Okay, there's a Master M1 blank right there. And the Master M1 blank, we have a company stamp with our name on it and the phone number. But the trouble is when you try to stamp on a big, or a small key blank, it doesn't look any good. Whereas with the laser, I can size the graphics, the lasering, and I keep the file, so I just have to pick up the file. Now, as soon as this strike plate's done, in a minute or so, we're going to show you the jig I come up with. That's why I'm telling everybody now that's a rim cylinder. Now, on Doc Lock's rim cylinder, on the jigs he made, the last video I watched, he had to take the tailpiece off, which is very labor intensive. The jig I've come up with, I don't have to, I just drop it in, laser it. Drop it in, laser it. Remove it. Tailpiece stays on like it's shipped. Now, the laser's just finished. The fan will shut off in a second. So whether it's a rim cylinder or a mortise cylinder, the jig I set up, I just drop them in. I don't have anything to do with them. And they put the name and the phone number on. Now, I did tell you that it's the best. You can do other personal gifts too. If you wanted to give gifts with the Lock Doctor, this happens to be Salman's knife. That was a gift to him from me, that there's no way, no one will ever not know it's his knife. Okay, along with that, you can make wooden key fobs or leather, personalize them with the phone number, so if you lose your keys, the person could phone you and tell you, okay, put a caricature on it. I've made many different ones, different types. We actually, well, Salman and me, this happens to be a leather one, totally made, the leather cut by this XTool. I riveted it, I painted it, and yes, it's getting a little old because I think I've been carrying it for about a year or so. So, now, we're going to get on to showing you that jig. Oh, here's some other nice things. These key tags here, when I take a set of keys out of the company key box, customer's keys, to go work on a job, I can hang this on the hook. I take those customers' keys from, so everybody in the shop knows who has that key, and that's it. Solomon, I know it's your first time on the camera. You can zoom in and out by just moving that. Okay,
Yes,
anyways, we'll show you the strike plate we just did. So there you go there. We got the strike plate right there. Okay, and I obviously will do the other side later. Now, we're getting to the point now where I want to show you why I say this laser is the laser that every lock shop should own. You can see many videos online about this XTool F1. And very good videos. But here's the crux of it. Oh, I'm coming over with this. And as I say, all my videos are unique in design. Bunch of aluminum, all screwed together. Although now, very shortly, I just purchased a new welder. I'll be doing some aluminum welding too. So, this now drops right on there. Boom. And boom. Now, this can go anywhere like this now. This whole unit will fit on a counter by your key machine. Now, I also made a little weight box so I don't ever have to worry about it being top heavy, where I just put chunks of steel in a little aluminum box. So now, I can still actually laser, sorry about the noise of the chair there, I can still laser stuff on the original plate if I want, by just setting it on there, okay, or cut wood by setting that on there, no problem. So, what am I going to show you? All these jigs that I'm now going to show you were made with this machine, some wood and some wood glue. This happens to be obviously the one for mortise. Put her in there, I grab a mortise lock, and I don't know, oh, I got some over here. Grab that mortise lock out of that box. Peel the plastic off of it. One ring. And, yeah, it's always like this. On your day of showing you, there we go. Come on, baby. I don't know why, but this happens to be the only time. Leave it to LSDA. Well, we're going to show you with one I did already. All right, we'll take one of these, and we'll take the ring off. It's just like when you're picking a lock on a video, it never wants to go, although you pick it 100 times beforehand. So, just a little tightness there, I don't know why, but maybe this jig, I'm going to have to remove these and just reposition it a bit. I don't think it's, yeah, it's not all the way to the back, that's why. My mistake. Give me a second here. it's not all the way to the back. There we go. Now it's all the way to the back. And now this is going to fall right in there. Oh, okay. So, once this jig is there, once the mortise cylinder is done, you pull it out. And I think right now I've got the settings so it takes 1 minute and 36 seconds. There we go. And then you line up your thing, and it takes 1 minute and 36 seconds to do a mortise cylinder. Now the artwork I was in was just artwork that I had come up with for those strike plates. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to save that, and then I'm going to open. Oh, wait a minute, we'll close that. Yeah, save. Okay, now we're going to open a project. Oh, give me a second, I ain't getting rid of this. I'm going to go new. There we go. Now open a project. Let me go up. Find, let me see where it is. 2 seconds. Laser artwork. Lock Doctor, Spartan Guard. We also do Spartans, put our name and logo on Spartans, which are great for front doors. Okay, let's go into this file. Oh, wrong one. So I know where it is. I was working with it yesterday. There we go. And Lock Doctor. Okay, mortise cylinder. Mortise cylinder with phone number. Open the file. Boom. So it's right there. Now, I do have to say something. What I loved about a while ago, and we're only talking about maybe 6 months ago, XTool are always coming out with new versions. As I say, there's a new version of software. I'm not sure if they're charging for it. I know they had 2,000 free uses for the beta. I decided I wasn't going to work with the beta. I'll wait, and if I have to pay for it, I don't care. But they allowed you to radius text. And this was amazing because now I can radius text for stuff like locks, mortise cylinders, rim cylinders. And so this, what I'm going to be putting on here. Now the only thing I want to do, I know I have all the power settings done in that. All I want to do is make sure it's located primarily where I want it, which it is. Because it's a saved file, and the jig always puts stuff in the right way. You see, in that wood, I get very little turning of the cylinder, because when I cut it on the laser, I cut with 2 little triangles where we put our set screws on mortises to stop them turning in the lock. So the same thing occurred here. So boom, now I just process that, and boom, it's on my screen. Hit the start, and there we go. I can walk away. I can do anything in the shop. I can cut keys. It doesn't affect anybody on the counter, and every minute and 36 seconds or so, I go back over to it, pop it out, and on their software, there's a chance for me to process it again. Okay, if I'm in the middle of lasering something, I can cancel it. So I can make custom key blanks for my shop, for a customer. I can put our name on padlocks. I can do any kind of that stuff. without a problem. I have padlocks over here, I'm not sure. Tools, I already told you about castle nut nuts. There is a tool I did the other day, and there you go, it's got name on it. Okay, so I can do key plates, tools, padlocks, key fobs. This Spartan doesn't have the logo, but it does have the company name and phone number on it. Okay? Now, basically, I will be putting the logo on this. When you do aluminum, if it's not anodized like that blue tool I just showed you, you have to buy marker spray. Okay? You just give this a couple sprays. This marker spray, it's not cheap, but you get a lot out of it. You spray a couple coats on it, put it under the infrared, 100% power, and usually I'll do 2 passes just to show you on marker spray how effective it is. I had some of these plates left over from panic bars. They got 3M double-sided tape on the back, so I can put that on a door or door frame. I can put that on a door or door frame, no problem. Okay, there's one with the Lock Doctor for vertical up. But what I wanted to show you is when I did it, I took sandpaper and I was super aggressive on this, seeing how good the wear was with marker spray, and it was amazing. It took me a lot of sanding to get that last part of that name and phone number off. This is actually one I bumped in the laser. It wasn't in a jig, and the phone number ended up going on my plate a bit, so it was a wasted one. So I sanded the heck out of it just to see, and there's a piece of sandpaper, how well it did. So we just did a mortise cylinder. Now, it has the time here, actually on this one, depending on my power settings and that, I actually took 2 minutes and 26 seconds. It depends on the power settings and the speed. On this one, it's a little light, so I would probably slow down my speed a bit to get it darker. And so anyways, that's how. Now, what I did want to show you, mainly about this, so that's the mortise cylinder jig. Not too much about that, not much, but here's the cool thing with this setup, okay? The cool thing is as I told you on the start of this, Lock Doctor out of Australia, an amazing locksmith, amazing shop owner, okay? I seen him make his jigs, and in his jigs, he had to take off the tailpiece. So there's a brand new one. Boom, right in, just gotta move the red and blue dot together. Now it's in focus, and now I can process that rib cylinder because the jig, as you can see, has 2 screws that don't have to take your tailpiece off, you don't have to put it back on, you don't have to waste time. Now you're ready to process again, and boom, start, and that same mortise cylinder file with the company name and phone number is done. So while that's working, I could go about the shop, cut keys, clean out the bench counter, load the key rack, whatever I wanted to do in a shop, and then just go back, pull it out, and put another one in and process again. I know the file is lined up to that jig because we just did a mortise cylinder, so now we're doing a rim cylinder. Okay? No taking the tailpiece off, no putting it back on. As I say, I play with my settings, my power, and my speed to get darker or lighter because I like to get it. So that jig I made for this laser allows me to do mortise cylinders, rim cylinders. I can put the original plate on, do a key tag if I want for a customer, do a padlock if I want for a customer, put a customer's own logo on it if he sends it to me. So, one other thing I did want to mention about this is these are the same, and we're just, you know what, we're going to pause that because this is more about showing you the pen. Okay, the only trouble is I'm canceling it because the fan stays running when I do the pause. And I don't want to bother you. So, I don't care if it's finished or not. Oh, there we go. I'll put her back in. That's the other thing. With a galvo laser, I can do more than one if I want to do it twice on the same object because it's not a gantry laser. It's a galvo laser. And when I have a jig set up, I can put that mortise cylinder back in and it'll be perfect. These were cut with this laser, okay, for key blanks. So, when I want to do a Schlage key blanks or a bunch of Schlage key banks, all I do is boom. Now if you see that, and I pull up the right file, and boom, I pop that out, and boom, I pop another one in, put her down, and on the software, there's just two buttons I gotta click, and it restarts it. Okay? So, to process again, and the button on the side. So, with that jig, for Schlage, it'll also take 5 or 6 pin. Obviously, it'll take all the different keyways. So, as you can see there, we got Lock Doctor and the phone number. Nicely lined up.
It's not showing. There you go.
Okay. Yep, perfect. So we got Lock Doctor and the phone number down because Schlage's a harder key blank to do. Now, you can see, quick set, same thing, okay? Now, Wiser. So, how do I make these jigs? Quickly telling you. I cut the wood out, I glue them, obviously, I cut the top layer first. I cut the top layer first without this hole here, without this hole. I don't even put the Wiser on it. I just cut to size with the laser, and then I cut the key blank with the laser. Then I glue a back piece together, and I trim the back piece, maybe sometimes a little sanding. And then I cut this hole, because that's my hole to push down and pop the key blank out, and I cut this hole and then put the Wiser on it, or Schlage, or Quickset. I haven't made ones yet for Master, or Y1, or Yale number 9, which I'm old school. Number 9 keyway, the original Yale. These are also set up that I could hang them on pegboard hooks. Okay? So, a couple cheap pieces of plywood from Michael's or one of the other craft stores. Size to fit into my jig. Pop up the right file, and boom, I'm popping Wiser key blanks in and out, and they do go really fast. And boom, put another one in. Boom, hit the shield, and down. So you can do a lot of key blanks, have them ready to cut. You can do custom key blanks. You can do all kinds of things. I haven't done everything possible with this unit yet. I'll be doing more. The conveyor, think of it. The conveyor plugs in and allows, and you can see that online, allows stuff. Now obviously I wouldn't use this jig with the conveyor, but with the conveyor, I can do mortise cylinders once I build the jig for the conveyor, and I might be able to get 10 or 20 on them. So, the whole purpose of this was to show you counter ready, counter basically laser that every small lock shop should consider purchasing, as well as much better than the engravers from the other companies. We all know the big company that sells them, much more economically better. I think the whole thing with the rotary tool, with the desktop extractor, and I'd recommend that in the shop to have your desktop extractor. I just didn't bring it in today for this video. Conveyor, I think all in, I think I paid about 3,000 Canadian. You will not get the competition's engraver, which is noisy. They had the marker model. And the marker model ain't gonna do a rim cylinder. Okay, as you can see, I didn't even finish the L, but when I pop her back in there with that file, I'll do the L and I'll do the phone number. Okay, but the competition can't do that. And with their new software, they've designed it so it's even more efficient when it decides the best course for the laser, so it might even be faster and more efficient. So, I'm going to end this video by saying thank you very much for everybody that subscribed and your patience, and tell your friends about watching it. There will be more videos coming. I got lots more to show you guys. And anybody who has subscribed or watched my videos, I thank you very much. And now that I'm done moving and with these legal battles and everything else, and Solomon wants to be involved in them, and thank you, Solomon, for coming today and spending this time. And, oh, one other party.
Of course, no problem.
Yes, thank you. One other party I wanted to mention is on these keyblade templates. You wonder how I get the exact, perfect. I started trying to draw them out myself, and that takes a lot of time, okay? But there is a company that I use online. I'll send them a picture of a key blank. I'll tell them what format I want the files to come back in. I'll tell them to remove the shadow lines from the picture. And amazing, good value, because just the time it would take me to draw. Vector Images out of the USA has given me great service. I'll send them a file. I'll authorize the charges, and I'll have that file back within normally 24 hours, and then I can scale it to size for the laser to cut that perfect fit, as you see in the wood, that it always orientates it in the same spot. So if you do get into this and you do want to produce files that are useful, go to Vector Images online. You don't have to buy the software or anything else, and once you've got that image in the format you need, it's always there. Thank you very much, and take care and everything else. Appreciate it. Bye for now.